again. Aloha hiai ka koa pau, which of course is good evening, everyone. My name is Souza, and my wife Kristen and I are the owners of Kanilea Ukulele. We are an ukulele builder over on the island of Oahu, and of course, we look forward to sharing with you this wonderful evening. Tonight is going to be very special, and I'll explain why. We're going to take a musical journey. I'm going to take you guys through a little bit about the history of the ukulele, a little bit about us as Kanilea, and then of course, how we build an ukulele. So the title of tonight's workshop is Traditions and Technology, and the reason why I named it that is, as a builder, and especially as a modern day builder, we have one foot that's rooted in tradition. Of course, this is a handcrafted instrument from Hawaii, one of the most synonymous things to come from Hawaii next to the hula, or say the pineapple, of course, is the ukulele. And with respect to that, as a modern day builder, we have one foot that's rooted in technology and what we do as a modern day builder. Now, of course, as a builder 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 100 years ago, the ukuleles that were being built were great for the knowledge that we had at that time. But here we are as a modern day builder where we can employ technology and actually do things different than we used to do it. Now, before I really get started into how we build an ukulele, I'm going to give you a brief history of the ukulele. Now, the ukulele was introduced by the Portuguese. It was Portuguese immigrants who, when they moved here, they brought parts of their culture. And one of the many parts of their culture that they brought was this mini guitar, or what is still known in Portugal as a breguinha, or as my grandmother, who was from Madeira, she called it a machete de Braga, which basically translates to small guitar from Braga. Anyway, this new instrument, of course, amazed Hawaiians because it was the first time they were introduced to a melodic instrument. You know, prior to the ukulele or the breguinha being introduced to the Hawaiians, they primarily had percussion-based instruments. Oheana ilu, or nose flute, an ipuheke, the pu'uli, the uli. You know, these mostly percussion-based instruments, and here was something that was very melodic. The guitar wasn't introduced to the Hawaiians until the early 1900s. So one of the first ships to arrive in Honolulu in 1879 was the Ravenscrag. So they, circa the ukulele and this new instrument being introduced to the Hawaiians around 1879. Now, how the ukulele got its name, of course, ukulele, and what it translates to means jumping flea, or the literal translation is jumping headlights, of course. There's a couple of stories. The first story is the advanced player's fingers move so quickly across the fingerboard, they resemble jumping fleas. The second story is these Portuguese immigrants were so happy to be in their new homeland that they jumped up and down, strumming their breguinha, looking like jumping fleas. Now, of course, I'm half Portuguese, so I love the first story a lot better, which is the advanced player's fingers. Anyway, the name stuck, and ukulele became this accepted instrument in Hawaii.